Here is your first official assignment, okay? We're going to be looking at a 6-minute clip from an interview that was completed in 2023. 600 Breezy sat down with Vlad TV, hopefully I said that correctly, and was just talking about his experience with his girlfriend completing a suicide in 2022. And so as you are watching this video clip, of course, the discussion question is in the comment below, so definitely prepare to leave a comment after you've watched this clip. But do keep in mind that as you are viewing this clip, as you are commenting, do so from a very compassionate place. Use your heart mind to analyze this case study, not just your cold, calculated, logical mind. Use your heart mind, be very gentle, and be very mindful of the ways that you are commenting, okay? Because these are real people. This is a real situation. No one is ever at blame when someone decides to complete a suicide. As much as we like to maybe find fault or people like to accept blame, it honestly is no one's fault. You could do everything right, and someone who is intent on completing a suicide will still do it. And if they don't want you to know, they will hide it extremely well. And so it's never anyone's fault, regardless of what you hear or what people try to make it seem. And so be mindful not to leave comments that are placing blame per se, but do take from this clip and kind of see some of the ways that, there are subtle signs that someone is struggling with suicidal thoughts. Okay, do focus on the signs, the signs versus focusing on the blame. Okay, if the comments become a little too harsh, I may delete them or I may respond to you just to correct the tone. And so just keep that in mind when we are analyzing any of these case studies. This is not for the purpose of giving you a platform to blame someone or to be harsh. Okay, it's educational, and hopefully it will equip you to see the signs and save a life because you kind of learn from other people's mistakes or oversights. Okay, and so without further ado, coming up next is a 6-minute clip. Review the clip. In the comment section, leave an original comment that is yours, and then also if there are some people who've already commented, leave a reply as well. Participation is 70% of your grade, and I look forward to engaging with you guys on this post.
All right, here we go. 600 Breezy. Welcome back to Vlad TV.
Back again, man.
Back again. This is our 4th time.
Damn.
I think so.
I think it is. Yeah.
4th time.
LA and New York 3 times.
Yeah, I saw you on the Big Facts podcast. You refer to me as your therapist.
Yeah, because it's like, we sit down and the way we talk, the relationship we got is like, the conversation be so smooth, and you always know like some situations that I done went through or whatever. So it's shit. It's like a therapist when I'm talking to you for real.
I'll take that as a compliment. I'll take that as a compliment. And you actually came off of a very sad situation recently.
Yeah.
After our last interview, you lost your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
She took her own life.
Yeah.
Man, that I can't even really comprehend. I lost one of my male friends to suicide, my man Disco D.
Mm-hmm.
But never anyone that I was in a romantic relationship with.
Yeah, and it's way different than what people think. Like, because I didn't even say with me, I done lost plenty friends, closest friends, but it's like when you lose, like, it's like I feel like I lost my wife, So like, it's different. It's different. So I just advise everybody to just pay attention to their loved ones, and when they throw out signs of like depression, bipolarness, anything, like, just take them serious, because I ain't take her serious and I regret it, Like,
was she bipolar?
I always told her that she was,
huh.
But I'm dealing with somebody that's just like beautiful, like to the eye.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm looking at her and thinking nothing's wrong with her at all, but she has so much other deeper shit in her life going on, like, that I had no control over. So it's just like, man, she had to have, like, I don't see just like a person that's just like completely sane, just harmony stuff, Right.
Yeah, I mean, my friend Disco D was bipolar.
Yeah. So.
But he knew it, and I'd seen his episodes. It was like he'll have these huge highs, and then suddenly he'll have this low that would last for days. And he would act kind of really erratically, and you'd just almost have to wait it out.
Yeah, and it was the same, that was my woman, so it was like, I'm going to deal with everything she come with, but it was just like the fact that we was having a little disagreement. I wouldn't come home for about 2 weeks, and it just that was the last thing I expected her to do, you know. So I'm just getting myself back together, man. It's my first time really outside in 6 months since it happened. So
yeah, I can imagine. I could imagine. Has she tried doing that before to any capacity? You know, because Disco D had multiple attempts by the time he finally actually was successful at it. You know, or unsuccessful, unfortunately.
You know, it's crazy because like you know, I went to jail that last time. When I came home, I never realized that she had cuts and stuff on her arm. Like, but because she put them in places like it was like under the arm here, like so where you really couldn't see. So you know, I'm fresh out of jail. I'm paying attention to my woman a lot more now, and I'm just like, well, where the hell did that come from? So she's like, I did that when I was younger. So that's where the conversations was coming in at, like, you know, like she just like her words to me was when we first met, and I don't believe it because I just be, you know, I've dealt with females and they always say, oh, I'm gonna do something to myself. But she was so serious about it. And she like, when
she said it before.
Yeah, she said it before. Like, and she expressed to me like that she felt like before she met me, she had nothing to live for, you know? So it's like, but I'm not thinking that because she's so beautiful. Like, if like you would think everything's together, you would think her life's together, like, you know, but it'd be the most beautifulest women in this world with the biggest insecurities and the biggest problems, but we don't pay attention to that, you know. So
very pretty girl, man. You know, after it happened, you know, I looked her up, and you know, she did the whole fitness thing, and she had like a nice social media following, and it, you know, from the videos, it seemed like she was a happy young lady. Like, you can't, from the outside looking in, I didn't, you know, you look at like the, you know, like the XXX Tentaciones, and you're like, okay, people like that are okay. Clearly, they're going through a lot of
out for help.
You know, like you could see it on their outside. You know what they're going through on the inside. But yeah, I couldn't tell in the least, man. And where were you when you actually got that phone call, or when you saw that it happened?
I was in New York.
You're in New York.
I was at Electric Zoo. So it was like, and then there was a situation where I was just close to her. I was close to Atlanta and couldn't make it to see her. And she took that hard too. And I hadn't seen her in a few weeks, but we was going through what we go through, you know, like I wasn't denying her anything like that. So it was just like, we still conversated every day. I just wouldn't come home because every time I was about to come home, it'd be some type of issue. So I just, you know, but yeah, I was here. I was in New York, got that call, and it was just like to this day, I don't get it. I don't understand it. So it's like, man.
I mean, it's not for us to understand. It's an internal issue. I mean, to get to the point where you no longer want to exist is a incomprehensible idea to me. We all have our low points. We all have our sadness. We all have our loss, but you eventually get through it. Time heals all wounds. And, you know, a lot of times there's just other things, like I said, you know, bipolar disorder and other things that go on that a lot of times people don't actually go to the doctors and want to actually explore, or maybe they did explore and they don't like the medications. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I remember at one point I was going through some depression, and they put me on antidepressants, and it made my head cloudy. And I was, after a couple of pills, I said, no, I'm good. I'll just deal with it.
Because you knew, it's like, nah, this feeling not right.
Yeah, no, I didn't like it. And I think a lot of people who go through depression probably take those pills and they just don't like the way they feel. So they're like, I'll just deal with it myself. Or maybe I'll deal with it with my own drugs, or I'll deal with it with a person, and so forth. And